Hi everyone, welcome back to Venus. So we're going to pick up from where we left off, still trying to get this room somewhat ready. Somebody made a comment, and it is an excellent point, that I was planning on putting oxygen in this room to help bring the pressure up. Now, that is obviously a stupid idea because the Winterspawn are going to be off-gassing volatile. Now, even though I don't think the room will be anywhere near a temperature which is going to cause combustion, it's not really something we want in a single room. So I'm probably going to avoid that. To bring the pressure up, I could use CO2 instead. It's probably a safer choice. So we're probably going to try and give that a go should we need it. The audio may sound a little different. I'm just trying something with the microphone. So if it sounds terrible, I'll listen back and I won't do this again. But we'll kind of see what happens. Basically, because of my... obviously, I had work done by the dentist. I've realised that my breathing's a bit off. I don't know why. Like, you can hear it. So my microphone's slightly further away. I'll do what I can in the editing to kind of improve the audio. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so the room's obviously a little bit cold. Sorry, no it isn't. It's a little bit hot. And this O2 is not gonna bring that down to the temperature that we want. So I either need a temporary other way of cooling in here, or we make do with the 50 degrees. They will not go above 50. Okay. Someone also mentioned in the comments that they will not produce the cooling effect until they are fully grown, which is something that I hadn't considered. But it's something that we're gonna work with. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I've got a random number. So we'll put these ones there. I think a grow light in the center will deal. I think it will deal with a 7x7. But for now, we'll kind of, you know what? We won't cable these ones up. We'll leave them, and we'll kind of see what happens. So I need to connect that one up with another pipe. I could use some of this. Somebody also mentioned, like, oh, why did I not, like, put the O2 in one side of a phase change device and the nitrogen in the other side and do it via phase change, the cooling of the room? Yeah, I could have done. Absolutely right, I could have done. I just didn't. Really? That's it. Right, grow light. So I would like to... Let me think. For now, you know what, actually, I will get rid of those because they're making it look untidy. Let's get rid of these guys. Stick them in there. Stick them in there. And our grow light can go here. Directly over this one. So the power port is over that middle one, so all 21 of those should receive light when required. You're still going, which is great. I can't remember. Did we code in an overpressure check? We did. Okay, so we shouldn't go above 30 megapascals in that tank, which is perfect. So all I need now is water, and potentially if I pump in a little bit of CO2, it'll help bring down the temperature as well as bring up the pressure. So maybe we should work on that next. And then after that, we need to get the volatile extracted. So I need some insulated... No, I don't need insulated pipes, do I? For the water. No, I don't. It can be room temperature. Is absolutely fine. Well, no. Actually, you know what? On the off chance that we do mess up the heating and cooling, let's go for insulated, because I don't. Ideally, I probably don't want that room to affect my water. Got some silicon over here. So after you, I'm going to need another hydroponics, which I don't have. So let me get one of those printed out first. No, not hydroponic. What am I talking about? Atmospherics, which I need iron for. I have no iron, so let's get some of that processed. Whoops. Bloody things all over the floor. Oh, I've got a lot of steel sheets. It's fine. You are empty. I don't know why that's happening with the tooltip. I don't really understand it, but then that kind of clears it. Got no idea. Right, I want one of those. And then I'm going to need volatile filters. A filter that I've never printed before. I'm pretty sure I've never needed to. Power's doing fine. We're okay on that. Right, I would like 2 of these, please. We're going to need normal pipes for the construction of the atmospherics, which I've got. So we'll take you, we'll take you, we'll take you, and make me some more pipes. Do I have any more normal pipes? No. The atmospherics needs... I need 2 normal pipes. Okay, let's get one of those. Or make 2 to get rid of the 0.5. Either or. And then more of the insulated liquid pipes. Something that I've got to be concerned about as well is that I don't know how long that Winterspawn is going to last in that vending machine. Because I'm pretty sure when I traded, I got the Winterspawn, not the Winterspawn seed. So I kind of need to get it planted sooner rather than later. In an ideal world. That might... It probably isn't going to be enough pipes, to be fair, is it? Right, use... Oh, actually, that will be enough because I'll be able to run the water from the end of the hydroponic trays already in there. For a second there, I was thinking I was going to have to run it from near the fountain, but I don't. We can run it from the end, or from this bit here. So if I go for insulated pipe, I should get a reading of water in there. Yes, we do. Perfect. Okay, fine. And then we are going to go for insulated here. I can't get past that. Oh, dearie me. Okay, let's waste some pipes. Let's not move the cables, which might make... Let's not move the cables, that might make more sense. Let's just make spaghetti pipes. There we go, look. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And assuming the water's coming through, which it is. Fantabby-dozy. Okay, and then... Get you connected to here. Boom. So we have our water. Which is good. Okay, so we've got our water. We need to code in the light. Now, I put this onto a separate network, didn't I? Via... Did I? Yes, there's an APC, isn't there? So I need to put on grow light coating. Now, I think just to be... You know what I'm going to do? Because I need to closely monitor this room until I've started getting some Winterspawn, I'm going to do the cheaty thing. Not cheaty thing, it's just no way of doing it. But I'm going to set up the sleep version of the lighting instead. Just so we can make sure we absolutely get the right amount of light to the Winterspawn. I don't want to do anything to feck it up. And my maths isn't great at the best of times. So let's just remove that from the equation. There, I've got a lot of charcoal down here. Yes, we are making CO2. Perfect. Right, I would like a housing, please. Thank you. And then after that, I want a circuit. I need gold. I've got 50. There you go. So then all we'll do is we'll just turn the light on for so long and then turn it off. Power, I don't think I have to worry about power. I've always got it available. Our wind turbines are topping us up during storms, which is absolutely, positively fine. So once I've got this, yeah, we need to sort out the atmospherics. I'm gonna need a passive vent potentially. This is not the right printer for that, so let's not look for it in there. I definitely don't have any spare. But I would like a vent. That is an active vent, which is not the one that I wanted. But that raises an interesting question actually. Do I... Now that I know that the filters work better on a pressurized input, I'm just curious about how... Because the active vent has a safety of 50 megapascal. If I was to feed that into a single piece of pipe, just how much pressure would that take out of the room? Because there's always going to be 50 megapascal of pressure in that pipe. My thinking is I have the active vent go into the input of the atmospherics. And then... Yeah. Let's try that. I'm also going to need... The volatile tank is over there, isn't it? So, regardless of where I put this, it's going to be a mess. So let's just do it here, I guess. Maybe here. Maybe? Maybe here? Maybe here? We'll go there. I don't know. So we'll stick you in there. Get some cable. There we go. Right. Next. Insulated pipe doesn't matter on the input. But let's do that test. So if I put the active vent here, like so, that is fine. One bit of pipe. So that active vent will not overpressurize that pipe. Let me just check that nitrogen. I don't think it'll be an issue. Nah, we're fine. We're fine. So if I was to do this, so we're currently at 57 kPa. If I set you to inward, how much pressure is needed in this room to get that to 50 megapascal? Right, it leaves us still above the minimum required for the Winterspawn. Okay. Volatile is also not going to be a problem at a positive temperature. Okay, so if we're happy with the noise, which I'm going to be honest, I'm not too bothered about. We're not going to spend all our time in this room. Then we can have our filter running at a pretty decent efficiency. Yeah. So if I stick you, it's weird because I don't normally put filters on the floor, but here we are, putting it on the floor. Which means I want to move this back one. What do I need? Wrench and hand drill. Okay, so if I was to go for filter there, I wish I could put it there, but then that's 2 pipes and... Oh, you know what? Let's just test it. As long as no. We're not doing that. We know it works with 1. We don't need any more than 1 in there. That is absolutely fine. And then the volatile is gonna go outside, and the nitrogen, whatever is left, can just come back into the room. Okay. So let me get you built back up. Ta-da! And then I want the wire cutters. Let's get you all cabled in. And that way we've got space here for the cable without getting in the way of what could be more hydroponic trees. Bring you all the way across. There we go. Right. So you should have power, which you have, which is fine. You've obviously got power, so I'll be able to set you to inward. Do that. There we go. That overpressurizes the pot. Well, doesn't overpressurize it. It's still absolutely fine in there. And as you can see, our pressure is decent. Okay. We could even automate that, so when the pressure in there drops below, say 30, it comes on, and it just keeps that at 30. But I'm curious to see what the efficiency is at 50 megapascal. I could put a circuit in there, but let's get one put over here for the lighting. Could. It's sideways, but it's fine. So you, and you. Okay. Right, so stick you in there, edit you, clear you. So, Winterspawn. So we have the alpha variant. So the light, it wants 10 minutes of light per day and 5 minutes of darkness. So all we need to do is turn on the light and then wait for 600 seconds and then turn it off, wait for 300 seconds. So we're going to alias the grow light to D0 and that's it. Start. And I'm not going to put a... yeah, I am actually. I'm going to put a yield at the beginning and a yield at the end, because they're about half a second each. So by having one either side, we account for that second, so we just need to remove a second from the length of time the light is off. So if we go save to the grow light, the on is 1, sleep, and then I'm sure this is seconds. Yep, 600 seconds, which is 10 minutes. And then we're going to save to the grow light. The on is 0. Whoops. And then sleep for 299 seconds. Jump to start. 299 because 5 minutes of darkness they want. But we have a second there with the yield totaled up. And we're going to just do that, and that way we can alter it as and when we need to. So, next thing to do is to get that volatile line outside plugged into the tank. So, how are we getting on with you? 3 megapascal, 3.14 kilomoles. Lovely. Okay, we're looking good, we're looking good, we're looking good. Let's get ourselves sorted a little bit, and then we'll nip outside and get the pipes hooked up. What am I doing? Water, cereal bar. Need more cereal bars. And have my jetpack for a second. There we go. Okay. How am I doing on... I've got loads of flour. I'm absolutely fine. Okay. My jetpack is there. All good, all good, all good. Right. I may need more insulated pipes. Maybe. I don't think it would hurt to get some spare printed. Yeah, definitely haven't got any. Insulated pipes. 13 will do. And while I'm out, make me another circuit. Just in case I need it. I can stick it in the filter. Okay, so I'm going to want you. Whoops. I want you. You can go there. You can go there. Right, so oh yeah, I definitely don't have enough pipes. Look how far away I am. Jeez Louise. Okay. I think what I'm going to have to do is connect this. I might connect this to a second tank. Because I don't know what temperature this is going to come out at. So if I do that, we go get a tank. And to start with, we'll keep this separate from my main volatile supply. Just because I think this volatile will come in colder. And that will knock out the gas mixing. It'll turn off. It won't mix until it's got back to temperature. But I need to decide what the best way of doing that is. So until then, copper, steel, and silicon. Copper, steel, silicon. Copper, steel, and got everything there apart from silicon. Let's get you made. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You and you. Silicone. Thank you. Right, make me one of them. And they're not going to produce volatile in massive quantities either. So it's going to take a long time for this tank to get overpressured. We've got plenty of time to decide how we're going to sort out its temperature. But I want to see what it comes out at before we do anything. So let me go get this tank plugged in. I'm gonna have to in the interim figure out how to do the cooling in there, because the Winterspawn is going to use a lot of volatile. You know, actually, while I'm out here, let me just run a cable in from this tank. so that I have it available on the inside as and when I need it. So bring you into there like that. Yeah, so it's going to take in an amount of nitrogen. It's going to reduce the pressure. I now need to set up a system that will take in more nitrogen as the pressure drops. But when it's doing that, I'm not going to have a means to cool it. So I think just until let's be safe. Let's play this very, very safe. So active vent maybe? No, I want something slower. Got a pump. No, you know what we'll go for? Regulator. So we're going to just put some manual steps in place just while we're figuring this stuff out. And all we'll do is we'll hook up a regulator. If the pressure gets in that room above 75, just store some of it into a tank. Or into a pipe until we've figured it out. And so I don't get shouted at, let's do that as a utility. And then what else do we need? We need... I've got the grow light in there all configured ready. I've got the... Oh yeah, we need the intake of nitrogen. Coding in. We can do a pump and a passive vent. I guess we can push it into the same system. Yeah, we've got the pipes and everything for that, so that is fine. I don't have a sensor. How am I going to read the pressure of the room? Sensor. Wrong one. Iron, gold, copper. Copper, comedian. Come and go. I've got copper there. And we are done. Right, make me a sensor. There we go. Look, I don't know why that tooltip thing's happening. No idea. I wonder if it's a new bug. I wonder if other people are getting it. Let me know. If it's just me, am I doing something wrong there, or is that a new niggly thing we've got to deal with? Okay. Oh yes, should I turn this back on? Yeah, you know what? You get some work done now. So I think... Oh, there we go. It's picking up where it left off. I don't know why it was over there. But there we go. Yeah, you do you. Okay. So, sensor needs to go just somewhere. I guess this is as good a place as any, apart from it's not. So we'll bring you down here. Like so. Okay, so we need to have an intake of nitrogen, but we also have we need a system that's going to remove pressure from the room if needed. So we need to make sure that once we've got this planned, we don't make any changes to the network in here. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that cable down, get it connected now, because our grow light will reset if we make any changes to the network. The timer is not a great way to do it because of this issue. But I just feel like it's going to allow me a bit more leeway on what I'm doing. I might be wrong. But it's a nice, easy way of doing it. And I know it's going to be accurate. Ish. Right, so we need pipes from the tank. So you can come up. You come this way. Whoops. Okay, so what we're going to have is we're going to have a back pressure regulator there, connected to just some pipes. Here we're going to have that. I was about to put a passive vent there, but that's not right, is it? Because we need to pump into the room. 1 second, I've done this wrong. So we want the pump there, and of course the key. I wish you could scroll these things. I wish you could have a pump both ways. Right. Right, so you can come over there, and then we'll come down like so. That isn't going to work because the passive vent needs to go somewhere, and those two just make sense for that to be like that. Yeah, also, so you are going to be on the smallest, like, maybe not that small, but 1 liter. We need to not over pressurize that pipe, otherwise that back pressure regulator will kick in. I mean, I guess what I could do is put that regulator on the roof into the utilities. Just going to stick a couple there. These are temporary until we know where we stand. It's just a bit of safety that I'm putting in. Right. Do I have any way? I can't run cable through those corners. Nope. Although I'm pretty sure you can if the cable is the first thing that you do. So if I take that off and that off. To be honest, I don't really need those radiators anymore. Then they serve no purpose. If we bring you across here, like so, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there you go. So if you're struggling, cable first. But yeah, that oxygen is now at 29.5, so there's no more cooling to be had from this, which is fine. We never went over the 6 megapascal, but that's because of the amount of pipe that we've got connected. So, I mean, we'll probably feed that into our oxygen tank at some point. But that point is not now. So, we have the pump, which is going to pump nitrogen into the room. We have a back pressure regulator, which we're going to set this to... I don't want this to ever get over... Let's go 85. 85 kilopascals. So I have this guy on who's connected to his own tank, which is fine. He's gonna take in from this pressurized pipe, which is having a moan, but it is what it is. I guess we'll have you on just all the time, so there's actually no reason to code you, so I had no reason to get the circuit. Yeah. Oh, what I could do, actually, is I could put my grow light code into him and avoid wasting 3 pins. Yes. That is an idea. Unfortunately, I don't have enough cable for this. Gonna need to go get some more cable. Yeah, I mean, that's only going to a tank we're not currently using. Wait, is that going to the tank that we're not currently using? Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, because I wasn't going to interrupt with the network, was I? Okay, fine. So, get some cable, get the Winterspawn, I guess, because we're almost ready. I think. It's warming up in here, which doesn't bode well. That's the point. I need to cool down in there. So I should probably run my CO2. I don't have a lot of CO2 though. Beep bap bap bap. Beep bap bap bap. The other option is I could just get an AC, but I need something to dump the heat into, and I don't have anything. Wait. I have that oxygen at 29 degrees. Yes, I could use that as a way of dumping heat into. I'd have to get it moved into the gas pipe, but that should do the job. As a temporary fix until the cooling kicks in. So, get me cable. Let's go get our Winterspawn. Let's see whether it's even still up here. It needs to be. Okay, I'm going to just disconnect this chute because what's going to happen is it's going to get chucked out, and I don't want it to get chucked out. Where's my Winterspawn? Got a lot of decayed food in there. Where's that come from? Tropical lily. We should probably get the tropical lily out as well, but no, we'll just go for the Winterspawn. So, vend. Yes, we have 9 hours, but that's in current vacuum in here. The tropical lily, I think we look doesn't do anything. It takes in CO2, it outputs oxygen. It uses water, obviously. I mean, to be honest, I could just stick that in. The light and darkness thing isn't great. But you know what, actually? Come with me. I want to see what you do. If anything. We're going to put that. Oh, will decay in 1 hour? 2 hours? 3 hours? Whereas the tropical lily isn't spoiling. Right, cables. Thank you. But yeah, cooling. How am I gonna... I don't think I have any like oxide left or anything from when I traded a long time ago. I don't. So... I could run this... What temperature is that at? Oh, yeah, because that's cold CO2, isn't it? A little bit of oxygen, but not an amount that I'm going to be overly bothered about. We could potentially use that to do some cooling.
Jetpack critical.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing toxic in there. At low pressures, it doesn't last long at all. But then when it hits vacuum, it goes to like 9 hours. Right. These canisters probably aren't going to do loads. But it can't hurt. Because it's primarily CO2. It did nothing for the temperature. What about this one?
Jetpack critical.
It did absolutely nothing for the temperature. Alright. Wow, that was crap. It's too hot. It's too hot. Okay. Let's go with our AC. We can dump heat into this oxygen. We can get 60 megapascal in here. So if I reduce this all the way down, we should start pumping some of that through. There we go. Now, I want to put pretty much all of that into there to the point where that pipe is full. Let me go make another atmospheric kit. Because we're going to need the AC. We're going to make that oxygen hot, but it's not really being used for anything. And again, it's just until we can kickstart, until the Winterspawn kicks in and does its thing. So, another atmospherics, please. One off, and this is just going to be the AC, so we don't need any filters or anything. While you're doing you, let me go and put one of these canisters back in the jetpack thingamabob. Otherwise, I will forget. I mean, I could just do this again, couldn't I? I mean, this works. This would allow me to dump heat into Venus. Let's... Oh, maybe we do that, because that way we're not gonna ruin that oxygen that we've got. Oh, decisions. Oh, I don't know. It depends how quickly the... Depends how oxygen reacts to temperature. I've never really used oxygen as a way of putting heat into, so I don't know if it's gonna... Well, I don't know what's gonna happen. Also, I was gonna say, oh, I could put 50 megapascal in that pipe, or up to 60. Don't do that, because if it gets hot, it's gonna expand. Don't do that. We're on 1.94. Taking ages. What I could do... let's just try it. I don't know. Right. Stick you there. Wait, no. Don't stick you there. Stick you there? There? Somewhere? I don't know. Where are you going to work best? Not there. I need more pipes. Oh no, I've got pipes. Okay, fine. Pipes are not an issue. So... I need that way, don't I? Which is just there. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Right, cable. I said cable. Right, if we connect ye up like this. If this don't work, we'll go for multiple ACs, but it seems like a lot of work just for like a temporary cooling method. And then I need... Well, I need 2 passive vents, really, don't I? Which I do not have. As time goes on, he realised that this was getting more and more of a mess. His excuse is that it's all temporary. We'll see. Right. I need passive vents. The Winterspawn health is ticking down, so we need to crack on with this now. Passive vent, please. I mean, I could maybe go trading for some ice. But that would put, Oh, yeah, I could actually get volatile ice. Couldn't I put that in the room? Couldn't put oxide in there. That wouldn't bode well for anybody, I don't think. Although I'm pretty sure only with a spark or like 100-degree temperature at. I don't know. Okie dokie. So we go for ye and for ye. And then get you cabled up. We only need power, we're not doing logic. We will manually get this going, I think. And then, oh, no. Get the cables connected just in case we decide to automate, because we're going to throw off the grow light. There we go. Okay, everything that can be connected is connected. We've got a healthy supply of nitrogen, which is good. We have you set to 85 kPa. We can turn you on. Nothing should happen. Perfect. That is solely for safety. To make sure I'm not missing or not accounting for anything. If we get you set up to... We'll go for 23. So if I chuck you on now... Are we going to see it cool down in here? It is cooling. Okay. So we won't leave that on at all times. But what we will do... We just need to babysit this Winterspawn for a little bit, I think. We've got plenty of water. We've done the grow light. We've got the temperature. We've got the pressure. We've got excess nitrogen. I might automate this, actually. Just so I don't fuck up. Yeah, I think that would be safe. I need to automate the nitrogen production as well. The intake. How we're looking. I don't think we're going to overpressurize that pipe. I think we're a long way, although we've dumped a lot of temperature in there already. Look, 62 degrees now in there. That's not going to last very long as a heat sink. Did I just... Oh, you fool. Alias. Grow light to D0. Start. Yield. Jump to start. Save to the grow light. The on as 1. Sleep for 600. And then save to the grow light. The on. Whoops. Is 2. Sleep for 299. Confirm. Export. Right, we're going to put that into here. And then you are wanting grow light on there. Where's the grow light? Not connected. There we go. Right, now will you allow me to do what I need to do? Grow light. Boom. Okay. You are done. You know what I might do? Because it's a bit of a waste. Filtered, unfiltered. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to do this. Because realistically, I think we're going to get volatile coming so slow that it's not going to matter. I don't think we need, like, a massive speed. So we'll just do that. There's our light. Just kicked in again. Right, we'll turn you off for a second. So you can see we've got 60 kPa. We've gone up in temperature, but that's because we had that gas that was still in that pipe over there. That's not going to happen anymore. Turn you back on. The problem is going to be when we bring in that nitrogen. The temperature is going to skyrocket. I don't have much time to really think about this, though. The other option is I can just, rather than connecting that to this oxygen, connect it to my CO2, but have I got time for that? I've just done that the wrong way, never mind. I mean, I have got, that's what the CO2 is there for. Ugh. Okay, how far away is my CO2? Don't want to just dump heat into this room. I need to... What's that pipe? Oh, that's just greenhouse. Okay, fine. My CO... I don't have a CO2 line in here, do I? Because it's all operated from outside the greenhouse. My intake is... there? No, how do I get... Oh, yeah, the intake is in a pipe outside, isn't it? Blah, 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 blah. We've got time, we've got time, we've got time. We've got time. I just need a load more pipes. A load more pipes. The problem with this is gonna be that if I run this pipe to that room, my pressure of my CO2 is gonna drop considerably. The other option... Oh, there isn't another option. Because if I take pressure out of the other room, I'm going to end up heating it up because I'm going to have to put more nitrogen in. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. You're not my heatsink anyway. This is my heatsink. This is what's having its heat dumped into. If we remove this floor... Go away, charcoal. Go away. Or don't, I don't care. What's that pipe? That is my volatile. Hmm. I can't go up there, so that's not going to work. That ain't going to work. I could bring this pipe down. That's my CO2. That's my cooling pipe. That's where I'm dumping heat into and it's getting cool. So I can run it down here, up here, and then run it through my greenhouse. But the pressure in there will drop considerably. So maybe the answer is bring the nitrogen into here. Or at least closer. Not very well planned out, this base, is it? I'll be honest. Built by some fool. I mean, I've got cooling in this room, but the cooling that's happening in here is being done by a single AC that's outside. I'm not sure that AC could cool both rooms. If I was to heatsink, if I was just to radiate the heat into this room, what would happen? What would happen indeed? I risk knackering up both greenhouses. But it's probably the easiest way of dealing with it. Whether it's the most efficient way, I don't know. But let's find out. Because all I need to do is that oxygen pipe that I've got in here, put it here with a radiator connected to it. You know, if I was to put it right up... Oh, yeah, my jetpack. If I was to put it right there, could this work? As a roundabout way of doing things. Stick the radiator on there. That way it's away from my plants. The heat would hopefully be at the top. I mean, heat doesn't work that way in this game, but if the heat's at the top, hopefully it won't bother the bottom. And then we reconnect you back up. So if we do this, 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 and this, like so. Right, we're on 52. Okay, so if I was just to connect you guys up. So by doing that, what happens? So obviously it's cooling, but that heat is now going into this greenhouse. What temperature we got in here? 24. So it's warming up. And obviously it's going to take time for the sensor on this. No, 24.9. I can't remember what my cooling was doing in here. I think when it gets to a certain temperature, it'll kick in, and then it won't stop until it cools down. So we'll monitor that. We're probably going to be dumping more heat in via the AC. Right, we've settled at 25 degrees. We're going to be hotter on this side. No, we're colder on this side. How has that happened? No, look, we're cooling. We're cooling, we're cooling, we're cooling. Okay, so we just need to keep an eye in here. Ah! But as a Del Boy way of doing it, that might help. $25 degrees. So the room, so we're going to leave that AC on at all times now. But we should start seeing it. I don't have a decent ventilation set up in here, which is why it's going down so slow, but it is going down. The temperature in that pipe is still going down, even though we're dumping heat of the room in. Oh, we're not actually. 1 second. 24. Because it always brings the temperature to a degree above. There you go. It will stay at about 25 now, which is what we want. So let me just go and see how my greenhouse is suffering. If it's suffering at all. We're on 25.1. 25.2. So this will affect my CO2 collection, because the more heat we put in the CO2, the longer it takes to cool down, the less we're going to collect it. We're at 25.2. I could do with seeing what the cooling comes on at, because I can't remember. Where's my laptop? Well, you're set to 24. You're currently active. So you're going to try and keep it at 25, aren't you? I basically have one AC warming up the temperature that another AC is trying to deal with. And I don't think it's going to keep up. Because now we're 25.3. You going to go up again, or are you going in down? Colder on this side, apparently. Right, we'll monitor. If I have to, I can always turn off the AC in here. But we've got a nice, comfortable temperature. As long as that oxygen's cooling... Oh, if you think about it, actually, my greenhouse is going to constantly suffer until this gets down to that greenhouse temperature. So it's going to take a while, but it should eventually be okay. Should. Everything is insulated. You aren't insulated. But that shouldn't matter. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll recover. Okay, so we'll turn you on once we start producing volatile. We've got the grow lights. I haven't set up the intake of nitrogen, so let's do that now. So we're already using 3 pins, so we've got 3 left. Oh yeah, we need to make sure you're always on, don't we? Well, the grow light won't work. Well, that's fine, that's for later. Right, so if I take you, import, and then have a look. So, okay, so then down here, let's label that pump. Nitrogen intake pump. We don't have another pump, so that should be fine. We definitely don't. Okay, so we're going to... we call this Winterspawn. Oh, that sensor needs moving, actually. That's a point. I fucked up. Because this was going to be... I said I was going to have an airlock here going into the room, so I'm actually pressurizing this space when I don't need to be. Oh, that's fucking stupid idiot, isn't it? Yeah, never mind. Right. We'll leave that sensor where it is then. So just call that Winterspawn sensor. Okay. So we're going to load into R0 from the Winterspawn sensor. Alias sensor to D3. Alias nitrogen intake pump to D4. Load into that from the Winterspawn sensor the ratio nitrogen. Then we're going to set save less than into R0, where R0 is less than 0.5? 0.9? It doesn't really matter, does it? It don't matter. That's a point, actually. The Winterspawn... Yeah. They off-gas oxygen as well. I'm going to need another filter. Crap, didn't think about that. I either have another filter and split my oxygen or my volatile, or I dump them both into the same tank and have a pretty cool gas mix already ready for me. I feel like... I don't know what to do there. It feels like I don't know. So save less than that. Save to the Nitro intake pump. What have I done wrong? Nitro intake pump. Nitrogen intake. The on is R0. So if we've got less than 10% of nitrogen, basically pump some more in. And then just leave it at that. Okay, so that's not going to come on for a long time. And what's going to happen slowly in this room is we're going to end up with, long term, a oxygen-rich atmosphere. Because I currently don't have... I can't just filter out... Yeah. I guess what you would probably do is set this up on a pressure instead. So you'd say, like, if the pressure in here drops below something, pump some more in. But we'll decide on that later. So, just going to... hang on. We've got the water. We've got the temperature. We've got the pressure. Maybe I'll just do that pressure thing now. Because we're going to have... We're using a lot of nitrogen for very little oxygen and volatile. So maybe I don't do a less than that. Maybe I do the pressure. So load the pressure. Check if it's less than 60. Save the pump on. Now what that means is we're going to have to eventually sort out the oxygen, because the oxygen will end up staying stagnant in here, cause the pressure to be high, and we won't get any more intake of nitrogen. So we need to decide what we're going to do with that. But I think that will do. So if I export that, yeah, you're going to error because you don't know what anything is. I need the Winterspawn sensor there, and the nitrogen intake pump. Pump is currently off because we've got a pressure of 60, which is fine. Absolutely fine. That is always going to be on. Just monitoring the room, so that's also fine. We're going to turn you on to get the volatile out. I think we are about ready, to be honest. Yeah, I think we can plant it. We've got the nitrogen. We've got the water. Temperature is perfect. Pressure is fine. Grow light just needs resetting. Everything else is fine. Well, the Winterspawn is currently thriving. So we should... Well, do we now have... No, so it's not off-gas anything yet. Maybe they don't until they've
Air tank low.
grown. Let me go and sort my air tank out. Temperature in here is 24, which means the other AC is doing its job, which is perfectly fine by me. How are we doing for... Oh yeah, 1 megapascal, because we're converting it all to fuel. Has that just emptied my waste tank? It did. Thank you. Oh, Winterspawn, oh, thou need to grow up, please. Yeah, I'm going to say you're not going to produce anything until you're fully grown. Which is fine, because if you're fully grown, then potentially I can get a spare seed off you. So now we just wait. I guess now I take this chance to decide how I'm going to deal with the oxygen. Am I going to chuck the oxygen into there? So all I got to do is swap out one of those with a oxygen filter. Or do I split them? But then I need a whole other filtration system. The oxygen and the volatile are going to come out here at the same temperature. So I reckon we could just get away with using an oxygen filter. That's probably a stupid choice. But it's the one I'm going with. I think it'll be okay. Short term, anyway. Don't know about the long term. Oh yeah, I need to plant the tropical lily. See what it does. Oxygen filter. I'll take both of them with me. There was something else I came in here for. Can't remember. Oh yeah, let's put these back together now. Oh, wait. I know what I want to do. Well, too late now. I wanted to get my jetpack, but it's fine. Right, you're spare. There you go. That is going to filter out oxygen and volatile. So we will only have nitrogen in and that little bit of CO2 from somewhere. Where did I get the CO2 from? I don't know. Got tons of nitrogen. We probably don't need more than 10 megapascals. So you know what? You know what? Let's change that code. Oh, we already got it on. No, we haven't. Wait, what? Load into R0, the pressure input. It's less than 30. The filter is that. Remind me why I was doing that. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. I can't remember why we're checking the input. Oh well, whatever. So we've already got the nitrogen tank set to 10 megapascal. So actually, we've almost filled it to what we want. We're almost there. We're good. We're good. We're good. That O2 is coming down in temperature, which is fine. Means we're putting in less heat than what we're getting rid of. I just need you to grow. I want cold. Wait a second. How do I get the cold? Like, I get that the... Oh... Because it's going to cool its surroundings. So actually what we're going to end up with is cold nitrogen and then cold volatile and O2, right? Now, the volatile... put it in something I understand. Because all that's going to happen is the room's going to get cold. We're currently going to try and count... Well, let's get rid of those radiators. You're all insulated. You're not. So you know what, actually, get rid of you. Because thinking about it, we need to decide what we want cold of. Because you are currently, but what's going to end up happening is eventually the room will start cooling down, and as the room cools down, we'll pump nitrogen in because the pressure will not maintain. So we need an AC to keep the... If this was set to 24, but this room was colder, it would take heat from the oxygen and dump it in there, wouldn't it? So I almost need... I guess what I need is this to take heat out of the nitrogen, and then we end up with very cold nitrogen. Oh, I haven't thought this through. So nothing will happen until it gets to like negative 86, negative 80. But then it's what we do with that is the question. I've been very like, oh, I want cold, I want cold, I want cold. And if we get cold, what the hell are we going to do with it? Where are we going to store it? I almost need a large tank somewhere of just cold nitrogen. Now, we can't use this one because this could potentially be the only way we heat this room up. So do I have another tank? I've not really thought this through. I don't know what I want the cold for because everything in the base is working. I guess the aim would be to move that AC setup that I've got in the workshop. But we need to capture the cold in a controlled manner. I can't just have it off-gassing and just sticking radiators throughout the base. That isn't going to work. So the cold needs capturing in a tank. So let's go for... I think I do this a stupid way. Because I'm just trying to think. We've currently got an AC in there that is keeping the room at the temperature, avoiding it overheating. Eventually that won't be the issue. The issue will be it'll be too cold. So what we'll do is at that point we will move that AC, have it draw temperature, well, have it basically put heat into the room. I don't know. This is backwards to what I'm used to. I don't really know the best way of... Oh, this bloody issue. What is the best way of handling the cold? I'd be curious to get everyone else's take on this. 5? Bloody 5? Copper. I don't really need you now, do I? Let's tidy up a little. I'll keep it on actually. So yeah, if we have a really large tank, outside, inside, wherever, it doesn't matter if it's insulated. Probably outside. And we have a look at pollutant. Oh, we could use it to cool down pollutant and use pollutant as our thingamabob. But the problem with pollutant is it'll start liquefying at a relatively high temperature. So when we get to a low temperature, I don't know what temperature we're going to gain from these Winterspawn, but yeah. It must be something pretty dramatic. There's got to be a challenge here. Oh, the bloody lily. I'll go and... Right, remind me in a second to go and plant that lily. Okay. Yeah, what I'm gonna do... We already have a setup. Okay, hang on, lily. There we go, got a tropical lily. Let's see what happens. Stick you there. Flower. I think these can take over an hour to grow, don't they? Let's have a look. Oh no, 36 minutes. It should grow. You're only going moderately well now. What's your problem? I need the plant analyzer. Which is there. What's your problem? You're fine. Precious fine. It's the light. Dark deficient. That would appear that my code isn't working. Oh wait, of course it's working. But the... Yeah, okay. Huh. Well, any second now, I'm hoping. See, this is a problem. I don't know. This is why I've done the sleep code, because I can alter that light if I need to, manually. But now I'm always going to be out of sync. It says there, 10-minute light per day, 5-minute dark per day. Oh, but a day is 20 minutes, so... maybe I shouldn't have done what I did. Maybe I should have gone for, like, what is it, 12.5 of that, and then 7.5 dark. There we go. The stress is coming down now, which is fine. But yeah, we'll never know. We'll never know what we're on, whether we're on dark mode or light mode right now, will we? We will never know. It's fine. Even with the light on, look, the stress is coming down. So we're alright. I'm going to closely monitor that. But for this, let me think. So you're about full. You are full, which means you've gone off. So there are now times when I'm not collecting any nitrogen. So I could use this time to start pushing nitrogen into an insulated tank. The temperature of it doesn't matter. If we can, we're going to cool that down. How am I going to fail-safe this though? Like, it's all well and good saying, oh, I'm going to get a large tank of nitrogen and then I'll cool that tank down. But then I guess we just use that as a heat sink. That can't really be the best way of dealing with it, can it? I've never used them before, so I don't know exactly how much cold they're going to get put out. I don't know just what benefit, like how big is the benefit going to be. I mean, these are they feel like an in-game plant. Probably a bit past me. I mean, we could get a tank of pollutant. I guess the thing is, if you're not using the heat, sorry, if you're not using the cold, then obviously it's gonna. We could end up using more power to keep this room warm. I mean, are they worth it? Really? Are these just more of a fad than anything? I mean, I don't know. I guess the positive to this is that it's going to create us a fuel mix. Now, it hasn't created anything yet, obviously, but again, it obviously needs to grow up and sort its life out. I'm stumped. I don't know what the best way of doing it. I made all this point of waiting for it and all this kind of thing, just to then realize that actually I don't even know what I'm going to use it for. Why are you so stressed, eh? Everything else is fine. Oh, it is coming down. It is still coming down. That's fine. This needs babysitting, I feel like. I need to get it to a point where it's much, well, where it's actually producing the cold. I need to see just exactly how cold is it going to get in here. And what's best to use that. I could store the cold. I mean, nitrogen seems like the obvious choice because I can get lots of it. Not really an issue. I can get down to about -80 before it becomes a problem. So what's everything else? So does anything beat -80? Oxygen. Oh, we could create liquid oxygen and use that for fuel, potentially. Volatile, could we force that into a liquid? We could. So if we can get volatile to, I mean, a pretty hefty pressure, but we can get volatile to negative 175 and oxygen to negative 175. Both will exist as liquid at any pressure above 200 kPa on the oxygen. Above, oh, basically, yeah, if we get them above 200 kPa, they would both be absolutely fine. We could use them for rocket fuel. I feel like I'm too thick to think of an actual use case for this. Like, rather than rocket fuel, do we just look at, okay, can we cool our entire base using solely the cold from this? Now, if we were to dump, because basically, I've currently got, what, 5 ACs cooling down my CO2. Oh, that's a point, actually. We could cool down our CO2 without those. Couldn't we? We could pull in a lot more CO2, obviously at a hot temperature, and have a cold tank of nitrogen. And we use the nitrogen as our... And the only reason I'm saying nitrogen, we could use oxygen, it would be better, but I've got other uses for oxygen, obviously. Myself, my fuel, my potential, my water. So if we dump it into the nitrogen, and we have that tank as our heat sink, if that tank's getting too hot, we obviously need more of these. If it's getting too cold, we probably need more uses of the cold. And what we could do is strip out those ACs that are cooling down the CO2 and have a... I mean, a heat exchanger would do it, wouldn't it? Just a manual heat exchanger. You could open and close a valve if the temperature is perfect. Or we could look at some of the phase change devices, and we could plug in the nitrogen to a cold side, plug in the CO2 to the hot side. I'm pretty sure one of them needs to be liquid though. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, I think I am going to go with the large tank of nitrogen just for us to capture it. So what I would like is... So this is currently full, so you're not doing anything. At this point, I want to be putting nitrogen now into another tank. This room should come first, 100%. So if I was to put a tank on the roof, how do I get you connected? Do I create a junction of valves? So if this is below 10 megapascal, we have one valve to this open, the other one closed. When it's the other way, this is going. And then both tanks need to be like... The top tank, I can get that up to like 50 megapascal. That's fine. Just a place for us to dump the heat for now. So, now that I've talked it through myself, let's put you there, you there. You still good? The lights come back on, so we obviously just we were in the dark stage for a second then. So we'll come back in. Let me think. That light's now going to be on for 10 minutes. So do I... Well, we'll come back. Be fine. As long as we're quick, we'll be fine. I don't have any valves in here. I've got no valve. No valve. Okay, we'll come back in and do that in a second. Let me... Oh, I'm going to end up knocking out the code for the grow light, aren't I, by doing this? Oh, I've got no jetpack. Oh, for Christ's sakes, person. And I don't know if I can get onto the roof without my jetpack. Bit of parkour. Eh! Yay! Can I get on that? Can you jump on the side of the pipes? Nope. Ah! Oh, crap. I never did well at parkour. Okay, so. No! Oh, bloody hell. Try again. Ah! Yeah. Can't get on that one, though. Okay, so there is our... What's this? Don't know. So if we want to get a big insulated tank, I would like to get up another level if possible. Just make some steps. No, come on now. There we go. Okay, so if we just grab a very large tank. This is like gigantuan. Is that the word? It's a word. Yowza. And we connect you to that. Now that will have potentially restarted our grow light code. But that's fine. We'll go and babysit it. Then get my wrench. Bring you down here. Okay. Jump. So, let's get back inside. Get a couple of valves printed out. Get those connected. Get that coded. Go from there. Right, valves, please. Two of. Do 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 do. Thank you. Right, let's quickly go and check on the Winterspawn, because it's probably now panicking because of all the light it's had. While I'm here, let me quickly sort out my water situation. You still not got any bigger? Come on now, we ain't got all day. How are you looking? You've still got no deficiency. You are fine. Turn you off for a bit because I'm... There we go, look, yep, turn it off because you've started getting stress. We got you just in time. Okay, valves. So, we're going to have one valve there. And, I mean, I guess I can just put another valve there. One valve there. Ignore the fact that it's kind of like embedded. So we get you. You can't go there. Oh, you fool. What a stupid, stupid fool I am. Okay, let me undo what I've just... Nope. Bloody hell, that could have ended worse. Oh! It's got a big ass crystal on it now, look. We've not killed it yet. Not deaded yet. Okay. Think. Tidy. Cables. Do. things. So if I, oh my goodness, bring you up to here, like so. Just do that temporarily. I can bring that pipe up, I think. So you go straight through there. You can turn there. And then here, we either have... and I could do it running another cable along the floor, I think. If I do this... Oh, it didn't reset. I thought it would reset. It didn't. That's fine. So we've done that. So now what I can do is remove that, put a straight in, tidy this up. You've stopped airing, which is fine. Okay. So we could have... let me think. Potato. Potato? What's a potato? I feel like I'm trying to do this in the most stupidest way possible. Okay, so I could put a valve there. Like so. I'd like to put a valve there. But you ain't gonna let me because that cable's in the way. That cable is not really required. I could run the cable along the top instead. So let me do that. Wire cutters. Bring you all the way over. Obviously, you still need power, but it's fine. I'll just rotate that. Come on. Okay. Rotate the valve. Like so. Then you will need power coming this way. Okay. And then what I could do, so now this cable can go. Because there's actually nothing connected to that cable now. Like so. How you doing? Illumination stress is 45. You're getting better. You're getting much, much better. Okay, so then we could have a second valve there. With cable that way. And then all we're going to do is connect that to that. Like so. We made a right arse of job of that, didn't we? Bloody hell. Okay, there we go. That's on. So now if I turn that on, you have no power. Shit. Shit. 1 moment. I'm not ready. There we go. Did you use some nitrogen now then? Because we dropped pressure. Or is that because I fucked about with the pipes? Probably the latter. Okay, so you are just doing you now. Which is fine. Oh, yeah, some of the pressure's in this pipe, isn't it? Yep. Okay. So if I was to turn... I don't want to turn that on yet. And you've gone off. Great. So then what I would do is, when this tank hits 10, turn this valve off. And then that one needs to be open. And that would be what we do. And then that would be like that, and so on and so forth. So, as you can see, that's come on now because of reasons. Because I removed some of the pressure. Ugh. Yeah, I really... one-way valve, I think, is maybe needed. But I should always turn off this valve first and then turn on the other one. Nah. Okay, so what I'm going to do on my code... We're going to have 2 of these each labeled. So we're going to have tank inside valve, tank outside valve. It might be that not using valves, it would be better to use pumps. Might be an option. Yeah, that would make more sense, wouldn't it? I've got pumps as well. Bloody hell. 1 second. We're changing it again. Because I can never decide on anything. Right. Pump. But I need you to be... that way. So all that bloody cabling I did to try and tidy it up, just turn you on for now. Tidy up those cables. I'll just leave that one. It's fine. All of you with OCD, I apologize for the mess of my cabling, but welcome to what is pretty much my head. Okay. So we're gonna go inside pump, outside pump. You're still growing. Illumination stress is now 40, so it's improving. It's just slow. That's fine. So on the code, so we're currently loading. Oh, that's for the vent, not the filter. Got you. Yeah. So we control the filter outside. So that bit we don't need to touch. Then this is just us loading the quantities of the filters inside here, so it won't work if they're like pretty much like less than 2% between them. Then we load the nitrogen tank pressure. If it's less than that, what was that? Set greater than 1. Okay, so we're doing an and there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to... Oh, I need to do some batch writing here. Define pumps to that number. Okay, so we're going to save batch name. So the device hash is pumps. The name hash is going to be hash. And then we're going to go for inside pump. Is that how you do it? I'm sure that's how you do it. Might not be. Oh, I can't remember. Was it single quotes? No, I'm sure it was. Oh, capital, all capital. There we go. the on as R0. Okay. So if I confirm that, and then straight off the bat, I'm going to export that. Right, that pump's gone off. So as you can see, if that tank is less than 10 megapascal, that one will come on. So obviously we're fine right now. I'm just very anxious about this guy. 38% illumination stress, perfectly fine. Okay, and then what I want to do is we're doing that to the inside pump. Now we've got the outside pump. And the outside pump will just be well, to start with, we can do not. And let's just do this into R2 because we're using everything else. Not into R2, R0. And then save batch name to the pumps, the hash of outside pump, the on as R2. So if I export that, what should happen is that top pump should come on. Something in the code isn't happy about that.
Air tank low.
We're going to sort that out first. And then we'll come back to my code and see what I've done wrong. I mean, we could just not do the knot and instead just load from the tank. That would be fine. Oh, look at our lily. This will create 3 tropical lilies. Huh. Are they just like a flower? Are they not anything that we're gonna need or want? Wait, I saw that. You're using nitrogen now, aren't you? You are definitely using nitrogen now. Right. Why is that flicking? So I'm going to get rid of that. Just get rid of that for a second. Yeah, I don't know why that was flicking on and off, but okay, that doesn't matter. So what we'll do is we'll set greater than or equal what we'll do it up here. Set greater than or equal to into R2, where R0 is 10,000. So if it's greater than or equal to B, so if that is greater than or equal to 10,000, 2 will become on. So let's save batch name. Oh, you know what? We'll just copy that. We'll call that outside pump, and you would be R2. And we're not using R2 anywhere else, so there shouldn't be any issues there. So if we export you, there we go. So now you can see that pump is on. So then what I need to do. So if it's less than that, it's going to turn it on. If it's greater than or equal to that. But I also need to do a check on the large tank. So alias outside tank to D5. Then what I want to do is I'm making a mess now of all my registers, but load into R3 from the outside tank the pressure. I don't know why I'm going all bloody camel casing stuff. Excuse me. So load into R3 from the outside tank the pressure. And then we can go set less than into R3, where R3 is less than 50,000 megapascal. So then here where we do the R2 is greater than or equal to 10,000, here I want to put an AND into R2, R2 and R3. So we're going to check that the outside tank is less than 50 megapascal and that the inside tank is greater than that. If it's between those two, then we'll turn on the outside pump. And then what we'll do here, we don't need this anymore. We then want to load from the pumps. Oh, you're big. You're very big. Are you making stuff yet or what? Oh, we're now producing oxygen and volatile. Which you are sucking in. But I think because it's such low quantities. Do we have to let it build up a little bit in here first? Because the problem is I think the game is just deleting it. Because it's so, like, insignificant. But yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing a massive temperature thingy in here, but we have only got the one. And I could get two Winterspawn alphas from it, and I could plant both of them. But let's try and get the seed as well. The illumination stress is still good, 32%. So let's try and remember 32. But yeah, so from this code. Oh my god, my tablet. What I want to do now is instead of this and R0 and R1 and then save the filter one, I want to load from the pumps. So I guess we're just going to do and R0 and R2. Oh no, or? Yeah, so if any of those are on. So if we go for or, R0 and R2, as long as one of those pumps is turned on, we can turn the filter on. So if we now export this, we should find that filter comes on. What's your problem? Oh yeah, you don't know what the tank is, do you? That's what the problem is. Did I call it outside tank or large tank? Tank big insulated. There we go. So because that pump is on, this is now on. So we are now collecting pure nitrogen. And we will always be, well, until that gets to 50 megapascal, we will always be collecting nitrogen. Perfect.
Hunger critical.
I better go sort myself out then, Anna. And while I'm out there, let's go and sort out my jetpack. Right, that is one triangle down. CO2, looking good. Power, looking good. Right, I'm just going to have a second without my suit on. Let's get myself all sorted, shall we?
Caution.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know. It's just decoration, isn't it, I think. Which is fine. But I kind of want a use for it. I wonder if it can be used in any kind of recipe. Lily. Oh, what's a peace lily? A fetching lily with a great resistance to cold temperatures. Oh, is that it? So you will produce me oxygen, but you will deal with a warmer temperature. Is that what that is? I mean, it doesn't look any different. I'm really guessing. This alt thing was such a game changer. I was told about this on Europa. Way back in the day now. Way back in the day. Where are my... Oh, they're in my thingamabob. And you can just stay there and just thrive. Okay. Hey, Larry. Right. How you doing? 29%. Perfecto. You're big and strong. The game, I'm guessing, is still deleting my volatile oxygen. It is. We should probably... I can't turn you off, though. Because of how I've done my bloody code. That won't be an issue. Once we've got so much... once we've got a bit in there, it'll be fine. So what I could do is that. Which I think everything... Nothing will get removed from the room. Once we've got like a certain amount, then we'll push it in. And then by putting the filters back in, we will start obtaining it. At the moment, we're just deleting it, which nobody wants. Right, so you're good. You're just doing you. You're still full. You are going to take a very long time to pressurize, but got a day. I mean, I think that might be it on what we need to do in here for now. So we are collecting nitrogen. We are babysitting this. Oh, now it's thriving. That's great. That's great. So we will leave that now going. Once I get a seed, we will replant. No, we'll keep the seed as a backup, but we'll replant the 2 Winterspawn that we've got available in there. Basically double it, and then we'll just continue doing that. Doubling it, keep the seed, double it, keep the seeds. Once we've got 10 seeds, just keep replanting the seeds. And then hopefully we'll be able to start working on cooling that nitrogen. The way I think we will do that is that once we... Well, we'll see what happens to the room. The options are, if we take the volatile and the oxygen out at a really cold temperature, we could heat exchange that to our nitrogen tank. Or we, like we said what we were going to do earlier, we move this air conditioner, plug it into that line there, and have it basically remove heat from that line to heat up this room. And thus removing heat from that line, making that nitrogen colder. And then what we'll do is, as it gets colder, we'll be able to chuck more into it. And then once it hits a certain pressure, we will move that nitrogen into probably like another tank. I mean, I'm only guessing this is the right way of doing this. But yeah, once it gets, like, say, -1, whatever. Where are we? So we don't want to go any further, any more below, like, -80. So once we're at -80 or negative, I don't know, go 50, give ourselves some leeway. Start moving it across into a separate system, a protected system, and that becomes our coolant, which we can use throughout the base. I mean, we could just use that line as the coolant and dump heat into that. Is there any point in segregating the thing? I guess not, because if we dump heat into that, these will just be constantly cooling it down, so there's no need to have a separate network. Just have an access point for that in here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Okay, well, I'm going to spend some time then just mothering the Winterspawn. See if we can get quite a lot going. And then we'll continue from there. And I guess the aim is going to be move away. So first things first would be to cool our CO2 down in bigger and better batches. Using the cold that these will hopefully provide, which we've still got to figure out, but yeah, we'll work it out when we do. I mean, I'm very surprised it's not already doing its thing, because what I was expecting, I mean, and again, it's only one. It is only one, but I was thinking that this would basically cool down the room around it. And so this would start taking heat from this oxygen pipe, putting it into the room. That's what I thought we would observe. Now, the oxygen is cooling down. So actually, maybe that is what's happening. Oh, maybe we are already doing that. Because there's nothing affecting that oxygen. Oh, yes, there is. We've still got a radiator, haven't we? Out into that greenhouse. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I will multiply the Winterspawn. I'll get a few of them. And then we'll kind of pick up from there and then see what the plan is. So yeah, another one where I'm kind of just like playing and I've not really done too much. We've got it planted. It's growing. It's thriving. It's happy. I just want more, and then I want to be able to see what we can do with it. We've got not a lot of oxygen, not a lot of volatile in here, so I'm not going to worry about turning that filter on properly for a little while. We'll just leave the filters off. And yeah, we will pick up from here next time. So, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!